Um,
With
Therapy
your ex.
where we're not really therapists.
This isn't actually therapy.
With Tiffany.
And Robbie.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Episode 2.
Um,
Thanks for tuning in. Coming back for some
yeah.
more.
So how have you been, girl?
Oh, well, it was a very busy week. Yeah, just a busy week, but keeping it moving. How about you?
I have had a insane week. Just everything. Like it's stock market, mortgage, like trying to buy a house, work, all of this. It's been quarantine and like the new strains and the new president and just everything. It's a lot. A
Very
lot.
overwhelming. Current
Very much.
events are currently overwhelming.
Yes, it's crazy. There's tons of people in Miami. They're not always nice. Some of them are what you could call a cunt. Uh, they're
Let's
terrible.
talk about the word cunt, because that's actually one of your favorite words.
I mean, it is. I love cunt. I love the word cunt. I don't actually love it.
It makes you happy.
Honestly, I call myself a cunt. I call everybody a cunt. I mean, sometimes I mean it well. I think actually women should reclaim the word cunt. Kind of like how gay people reclaim the word queer.
That's actually a really good point, because queer really has been reclaimed. It used to be so derogatory, and now people are just like, I'm queer.
Yeah.
And it's not, yeah.
Yeah, I think that we need to do that with cunt. Like cunt.
I'm all for reclaiming the word cunt. I'll be a cunt.
No, actually, fun fact. So I was watching some movie with Emma Stone or something, and
Yeah.
she was like having lesbian sex with the Queen of England, like one of the last ones,
Wait,
like 1900. Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Sounds entertaining.
Honestly, I wish I remembered the name of it. But she says the word construct, which I caught because I heard the word cunt.
You love the word.
I love the word. And turns out it's actually like a 19th century word for like wants to fuck or smash. Or, well, I mean, not smash, but here, like...
Is it like DTF, like the equivalent of DTF?
Yeah, but like a guy that's really into like wanting to fuck.
Okay.
Like he's into her cunt. That sounds... when I say it like that sounds derogatory.
I feel like that's most straight men.
I mean, well, it was like a word for it. I was kind of amazed. I was a little blown away when I looked at the origins of the word. It was quite surprising. Construct.
Yeah, I definitely would not have ever guessed that was where it originated from. Definitely.
I mean,
I just thought it was what we called bitchy people.
I love it though. I am a bitchy person. And on top
also a bitchy person.
It's like fuck. It's like a little taboo, but it's like fun to say. It's you know.
Stop right there, because fuck is my favorite fucking word.
Yes, hold on. I'm gonna take
Not even kidding. I literally love the word fuck more than anything.
I mean, it is my favorite verb and my favorite noun, an adjective, adverb.
It's just a great.
It's a versatile word. It's a
very.
You know, you can
you can use it when you're angry. You can use it when you're happy. You can use it when you're excited. You can use it to describe sex.
Yes.
I mean,
you can use it as a modifier. You know, like
yes.
I was fucking angry, or I was fucking
fucking pissed.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's
super fucking happy.
It really is a versatile word. There's no other word like it. I honestly think that it shouldn't even be a swear, you know? It's just a...
I will say, if it wasn't a swear word, I probably wouldn't like it nearly as much as I do now.
I mean, I've agree. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other actual word in the English language that could replace an a verb, a noun, an adjective, an adverb. It has so many uses that, like, there's no other word like it.
There is not.
You know?
Cunt and fuck. Okay, welcome to the show. You
Yes.
guys,
Yes.
we
Starting
are
off strong.
just kicking it
Yes.
into high gear.
Yes. I mean, we do try to really bring it. Oh, that's Charlie. Hi,
That's
Charlie.
Charlie.
Hi, buddy.
Guard dog alert.
I know. Mine are locked out of the room for the time being. They get so
Don't let
needy.
block him out. He's so needy.
They are. They are.
That is one thing. Like, you know, when I close on my house, I am getting a second dog. I've decided. Me and Lily have talked about it. We're getting a second dog.
Yes.
And I know this sounds horrible, but I'm not rescuing another dog.
Oh.
I know.
Some
It's
people think
because-
they're good. That's fine.
Huh?
It's fine. I have 2 adorable rescues,
I know.
but it's fine.
Yours are adorable. It's not that Charlie's not adorable. He is, but he just came with
So much.
problem. He's special.
They all are.
He's got a lot of emotional attachment issues, and I just don't think I can handle a second dog that's that needy.
They're all like that, though. It's kind of crazy.
No, they're not all. Frankie
a
was
lot.
not.
I mean,
He was-
Frankie may not have that. Chloe isn't that concerned. She's like, you could leave as long as there's food. You know, that's fine. Go
Really?
do whatever. Weston, on the other hand, is like, you were gone. I know you're here all day, but you were gone, and I was worried that you were never going to come home. I don't understand why you put me through this. You can just take me with you. I'm little. I'm versatile. You know, I'm very good. I'm very obedient. He, like, freaks out.
Do you think it's because you got Chloe as a puppy versus Weston was a little bit older?
Probably, but Weston was, like, on the verge of death, too. So, I mean, really, anything would have
Charlie
been
wasn't
better
good
than
looking.
what he was living in. So,
I mean, your dogs live a very, very nice,
they do.
very
I mean,
pampered, very spoiled life. He
They only
cooks
have-
his dog's breakfast before he makes himself breakfast.
I just-
Okay.
I
Yeah.
really discover what they like and don't like. Like quinoa. One time I made them quinoa with poached eggs, and they did not like that. And I was really hurt because it's actually a lot of work to make a poached egg. Okay?
Well, and quinoa is like it takes some time to make
Like
that
rice.
shit too.
It's like rice.
It takes so long to boil.
Rice. It's actually quite quick. It's not difficult at all to make quinoa. It's the poached eggs because you have to get the boiling water. It's actually like a really difficult thing. To all of the listeners, please try to go.
I have never poached an egg.
It's actually really hard. It's real because you have to get like water boiling, and then you have to like kind of crack the egg onto a spoon and then lower it into the boiling water, and then you let it sit on top of the boiling water so it cooks, and then you have to get that thing out of there, like without breaking it. It's very difficult. I'm kind of amazed I made that for my dogs.
So you went through that for your dog.
They didn't even eat it. They didn't, you know.
Little assholes.
Well, okay, so here's why I made my dogs poached eggs and quinoa. I wasn't like, oh, yeah, this is... So the reason behind that, because I'm not a psychopath and make crazy dishes for my dogs. So I was a consultant in healthcare IT. I mean, I still work in healthcare IT. I'm just not traveling at all because of COVID. And a hotel that I used to stay at in Philadelphia, where I was working for like a year, had a really, really delicious breakfast dish. And I stay at the hotel enough, like I have a status, so I get free breakfast. And if it's a restaurant, I get coupons. And they had this delicious mushroom quinoa with poached eggs. And it was so good. It had like Parmesan and pepper and like some spinach and mushrooms. It was delicious.
It sounds amazing.
It was so good. And so I only had quinoa and eggs, and I was like, let me make them poached eggs over quinoa because I love it. They'll love it, you know? They did not, turns out. It's more of a human thing. I mean,
So that was the last time, obviously, you went through all of that work to make these dogs poached eggs.
yeah, I try. I try my best. You know, I do what I can. Do what I can.
Yeah, they sound really fucking ungrateful.
I know. Terrible. They should have been euthanized.
Actually, he has
No.
the cutest dogs. No, they're the cutest. And he takes the cutest pictures. He's got these little jammies for them that just kill me every time I see them. And they're little jammies with like little rubber duckies and stuff. It's just so fucking cute.
I'm a pet parent. I'm a pet parent because
You are.
being a parent and being gay is expensive. It's very expensive.
Yeah, can we talk about that? I feel like that's a real struggle
Yeah.
that straight people take advantage of. We don't even really consider everything you have to go through to become a parent as a homosexual person.
Yeah, it's actually,
Yeah.
we can talk about it. So I did start looking at the process. It's a tedious process. So, I mean, like, not only do you have to have, like, good sperm, which nowadays, like, no guy does. It's rare that a guy has good sperm. You know, there's all these fertility.
From the single ladies, thank you, men. Okay, anyways.
I mean, really, it's not common. Like, men,
Right.
usually if there's a fertility issue, it's with the man. So beyond that, like, you also have to get an egg, which is, well, I mean, first there's an entire process. You have to sign up, you have to get a lawyer because of laws, you know, even if
Right.
like the mother wants to keep the surrogate egg, she has the right to do so. There's tons and tons of laws. So, you know, you sign up, you find egg, you have to get a lawyer, you have to get a surrogate, and the entire process can be anywhere from $75,000 to $150,000. It is.
Guys, straight people have it very easy, okay?
Yeah. And that's
This
just to
is
have
insane.
the kid. That's nothing else. That's just
And that's
to,
not
like,
even guaranteeing a pregnancy, right? That's just fertilizing an egg and putting it inside somebody. That's not even guaranteeing a baby.
yeah, that's not even like a viable guaranteed pregnancy. And even if it is not a viable guaranteed pregnancy, you still have to pay for it. So say like they miscarry at 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, you still have paid all of that and you don't get that money back.
So that's a really scary process.
Although, like, parenting is difficult, which, I mean, I'm not always sure I'm ready for. I feel like you can speak more to that.
I mean, I feel like you're never really ready until you're doing it. I feel like there is no preparing yourself for being a parent. I mean, obviously, the older you are, I feel like the more prepared you are in life because you've got life skills, you're more established in careers, you're more mature, you've got life experience, all of that. But I feel like you never fully, you know what you're getting yourself into, but you never fully understand the depths of it until you're covered in fucking vomit and 2 hours of sleep with a screaming baby. And this is just your life.
This is like Miranda. This is like Miranda. I would be like
Yes.
I would be like the Carrie, and you would be the Miranda. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a really terrible way to put it. Nobody wants to be the Miranda.
She's
Nobody.
so ugly.
Nobody ever aspired to be Miranda. Also, while
It was always Samantha and Carrie.
while we're on that subject, I mean, like, change of subject, kind of off topic, but yeah, Sex and the City is coming back.
I know, I saw that, but they're not going to have Samantha. And
I know.
I'm going to watch because I'm die hard. But I'm having a little struggle with them doing it without her, to be completely honest.
I know. I am too a little bit. And on top of
She was
that,
my favorite character, so
I'm
to
like,
not have her.
what is the subject matter going to be? Like, how to get KY, you know? Like, because
I mean,
you're.
yeah, because now Mary is married to Big, and Charlotte's got multiple children.
Yeah, but like.
And Miranda is married to Steve, so really.
That's like Modern Family. We've seen that, you know? Come on.
That's a great fucking show, by the way.
I mean, it actually is. But
I love
it's like, I mean, what are the writers? I just hope the writers are good because it seemed like in Sex and the City, while it was progressive enough to get viewers' attention, the subject matter and the little, you know, gotchas were a bit cliche. Like Samantha's one-liners of like, oh, and he gave it to me dirty too. You know, like dirty martini, dirty man.
For his package.
Yes. And it's like, okay, well, that flew back then because you were talking about sex, which wasn't largely being spoken about on TV or being as.
No, actually, that show was like very
progressive.
ahead of its time.
Yes, I completely agree. It was. But
that's when women were just starting to become
sexually liberated, I feel like.
I was just gonna say, I was trying to figure out how to say that because for the longest time it was guys can do that, but girls certainly could not.
Yeah, like girls talking about sex and like having a sex life and being owning their sexuality was kind of unheard of.
It was unheard of. It was definitely nothing spoken.
And that show kind of, that show kind of
empowered women.
It did.
Empowering.
It did.
Movement. It was a movement. It was a whole thing.
It was. But it was a little cheesy with the one-liners.
It was.
It really was. Like, it was. And so I hope that this time it is better with the writing.
I mean, I feel like my biggest concern with Sex and the City is it's been gone for so long. I feel like they ended it on a
it was kind
good
of
note. The series. Then they came out with the first movie, which was like a little, but I watched it. Then they came out with the second movie, and I was like, okay, I have to watch it. It's Sex and the City. The second movie was okay, but still a little, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
The second movie was, not good, not nearly as good as the first one. And the first one was not.
So now I'm like, after all this time, now they're coming back. I just hope they don't fucking ruin it. Like, come back and completely ruin everything.
It's like, and just like that. That's what it's called. And just like that.
That's what the show's called?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it's called And Just Like That. So hopefully.
I wonder if it'll be like their kids' nannies are like the new girls. You know what I mean? Like they'll like keep our main characters in play, but like the nannies of their kids will be the ones that are really focused on the show. I just really don't understand how they cannot ruin the show with those three.
You know what I would really like? If they picked really fun, crazy nannies? Like if Grimes was a nanny. Like Elon Musk's weird elf girlfriend or wife or whatever. And like just very out there.
Speaking of Elon Musk, can we talk about something? I did a thing this week. I applied for a job at Tesla.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's a remote position and it's paying more than I get now. And it has the best benefits, Robbie. Zero paycheck contribution.
Yes.
And it includes orthodontics. So anyways, that's my news I forgot to say. So we're really hoping I can get a job at Tesla. Then maybe I can get a discount on a Tesla.
Hell yeah.
I do actually want a Tesla really bad.
I do too. I want the Plaid S.
Which one does Manny have?
The Y? The Y.
Yeah, and he really likes that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He loves it. I mean, like, you have to charge it a lot more than I think people realize. If you live in a condo, so you can charge it overnight if you own a home, but in a condo building where there's old crazy cunts, they don't allow you to just plug it in. So when you're unable to do that, you have to utilize the supercharger, which it's not that expensive at all, but like you only get like 350 miles to a charge. So you have to charge it like once a week. I mean, it takes an hour and a half, an hour, but it's still like kind of a hassle because if you go somewhere and you're like on 150 miles and it's like 60 or like 30 miles away, it takes up like 60 miles round trip, you know, and then you're like, oh, I have to charge it. I mean, it just seems it's a little bit of a hassle. Good for the environment. I mean, I shouldn't complain. It's good for the environment.
It is good for the environment, and they are getting more charging stations like all over. At least here, I feel like they've got to be everywhere down where you're at.
We do actually. We're getting two in our building. We're getting like two in our building. So, I mean, it's available. It's just it's a little annoying. And on top of that, like if you run out of charge, you have to get like a flatbed tow truck, and then they tow it. So. There's that.
That would be my dumb ass. Getting a Tesla, I'd be getting fucking towed all the time.
I mean, yeah, there's that.
So you mentioned condos. So obviously we're both in the process of buying our first homes. You're gonna close way before I do. But I have been thinking about a condo. How do you feel about condo living now that you've been doing it for a while?
I absolutely hate it.
I just like it for like the maintenance-free living.
Yeah, so
as a single woman,
that's great. It's just like I grew up in Wisconsin in a home, which was great. And then I moved to Madison and moved to LA and then moved to Miami. And I've lived in apartments ever since. And it's like, I feel like cooped up.
You miss having a home.
Yeah, I want to be naked in my backyard, gardening, you know, like regular
That's
people
true.
stuff.
You can't do that if you're in a condo.
No, people will call the cops on you.
Or
not willing to test that theory, but I'm nearly certain we do have security, so pretty sure. Although the ocean is out back, like in my
I was just going to say, you get to see manatees, and you're literally in your backyard.
There is, like, that is one cool thing. Like, I do get to see a lot of ocean wildlife. Like, I look at the sharks. There's nurse sharks out there. There's tuna. Yeah. There's, oh gosh, what are those things? There's these massive, massive fish and manatees. And coral fish.
You ever just go fishing? I would totally go catch some fresh tuna every day.
Yeah, so tunas are like 60
They're
pounds.
huge.
Yeah,
I know.
No, I don't have the equipment nor the upper body strength to do that. Okay.
Lame.
I mean, while it may be a very good budget idea, I'm just not willing to do that yet. I'm now, okay. I haven't gotten that desperate.
Well, when I come to Florida and visit, we are going deep sea fishing just because I feel like I need to experience that.
We should go scuba diving.
No.
Why?
No. Because I stand with Manny on scuba diving.
I mean, I love it. Plus, there's like not that many bad sharks here.
I would go snorkeling above,
snorkeling. We can do that.
I would do snorkeling.
Okay.
But anything that requires me to go that deep?
It's like 40 feet. It's not that deep. I don't go like deep sea diving. I don't want to be that low. Like, that's a pressure thing. Then I have to worry about equalizing and, part way on the way up so I don't get like nitrogen bends.
I just don't want to get eaten by a shark. I have an irrational fear of sharks.
I mean, I actually have more of a fear of barracudas because they like shiny things. Fun fact, you can't wear a watch when you go scuba diving because the barracudas will try and eat you. And they can see you really well. Whereas sharks, blood. So, I mean, I go with a group and hope somebody is on their period because they're going, not me.
That is evil, and I love it.
I mean, it's a strategy, and it's
Yes. You're like, who's got the bloody cunt?
yeah,
Okay, you go that way, I'll go this
yes,
way.
yes. I mean, it's survival of the fittest, you know? Like,
Yeah.
don't scuba dive. Like, you gotta check your ovulation schedule before you want to go scuba diving. Everybody knows that.
I
I look at my
probably
cycle.
I'm like, oh, let me just put a tampon in. Get eaten by a shark.
Although, like, a lot of the sharks, like, don't care about you. They really just want to, like, eat fish. And on top of that, like, we're bigger than most of the sharks here. So, I mean,
'Cause you don't
unless,
go
yeah,
around.
unless it's like a bull shark and you're in their territory, they don't care.
Yeah, bull sharks are really aggressive. They say they're
Yeah.
actually the most aggressive.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are like one of the bigger ones for getting bitten here.
Attacked.
And the hammerheads too. We have the hammerheads, and we have tiger sharks, and those are really mean. The tiger
They say
ones.
those are very aggressive also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those will.
Actually, I
eat.
think that's what they do in those cages when they do those cages. I think it's tiger sharks typically.
I think that's sick, and I would never do one.
I would never do one either.
It's like,
First of all,
why
I'm not
don't you?
crazy.
Yeah, like dangle
Like,
food.
and that's just enticing them to attack people. I don't get that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I do get a little worried when I go scuba diving. Make sure my
Yeah.
life insurance stuff is complete prior to.
Now, have you ever been? You've never been skydiving? Have you been skydiving?
No, I think the most we ever did was when I went like free falling with you on my 22nd birthday.
That was intense.
How-
I've had an irrational fear of heights ever since then. Can
We did the free fall
Bungee
and the
jumping?
bungee jump. Yeah.
Yes.
Like I don't know why we
did-
did both.
Because we were morons, and one just wasn't enough because we're extremists.
I
You
don't
remember though, 'cause you guys went first. I went last on the bungee jumping, and as I'm dangling there, I'm like, "Oh, I just broke my ankle fully 3 months ago. Probably not the best idea as I'm dangling from my ankle."
Yeah, the bungee
And do you
jump.
remember the guy had to push me? Do you remember? He pushed me out of the thing because I was so scared.
I blacked that.
Like,
I
we
blocked
started
it
going up,
out.
and I was like, if we get up there and I'm too scared, will you push me? And he's like, yeah, ha ha ha. Well, then we get up there and he's like, put your toes over the edge, but don't look down. Well, you have to fucking look down if you're putting your toes over the edge. And I was like, I can't fucking do this.
I
And he's
just
like, just hold my hand. And I held one hand and I was like, I can't do it. And he's like, okay, put one arm out in front of you. I did. He literally shoved me in my back, and
I just remember that feeling of like there's nothing around me. There's nothing like that feeling when you're falling, and I'm like
falling.
And now it's actually really bad because I'm old and sometimes I have nightmares. I used to fly a lot, obviously. I used to fly every other week for work. And I, towards the end, was having nightmares of a plane crashing, and I would get that feeling, that exact feeling.
Oh my God, and you actually know the feeling because you've lived it.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That would be the worst nightmare.
It is. It's no, well, actually, I remember one like super vividly. Like, I think it was after I went to Asia, or maybe before. I don't remember. But I was on the plane, and I remember I was really upset because I was sitting in coach, and I fly a lot.
Of course, that was why he was upset, people, because he's a fucking diva. He is an airline diva.
So I was sitting in coach, but it was like the worst part of coach. So it was like the plane with the 2 seats on the window, and then the 4 seats in the middle, and then another 2 seats. So it was like a big 747, the massive one. And I was in one of the middle seats, in like the middle. So I was like in the 4 seats in the second one. And I remember exactly where I was sitting still to this day. That's how vivid this dream was. And we knew the plane was going to crash. I don't remember why, but stuff was flying around and all of that. And like in my head, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is the end. Like, oh my God, this is how
Why
it
am I
ends.
smiling? Because I know this is like a real.
I know. I know. Like
nightmare.
in my head while I was dreaming, I'm like, this is it. Like, this is how it ends. This is over. And I remember seeing the front end of the plane start breaking off and starting on fire, and I woke up.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know, it was super vivid. It was
Yeah.
really,
I
I like,
don't I don't like dreams like that. I do not. I've had a couple very, very vivid nightmares in my life. Like where they like wake you up and then you're like so fucked up you cannot go back to sleep because you're just like that is fucked up.
that was one of them. That was terrible.
Yeah.
It was, and I actually
I
had a couple of those plane crashing ones because I used to fly all the time. So I mean,
do you think you have like a maybe like a subconscious fear of dying in a plane crash because you've flown so much?
so I mean, I kind of do. Like it's not even subconscious, but
I
I
mean, was it
looked.
before these dreams? Because I feel like if it wasn't, you definitely have reason to now.
I mean, every time I've flown, I guess. I mean, I don't like flying. I don't like being in the air. Even in first
That
class.
surprises me because you've flown more than anyone I know ever.
I mean, in first class, I don't mind it as much because you're comfortable. Um,
Right. So if
but
you die, at least you're comfortable.
it depends. Like if it has the lay down seats, yes. But if it doesn't, no. It's like
If it's just natural, right, girl?
all planes in first class should have the lay down seats now. Like I don't even I used to take LA to MIA, Los Angeles to Miami, and for some reason on American Airlines, if you're listening, that plane never ever had the lay down first class seats, and that really made me upset because it's like a 6 hour flight.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was really annoying. I would be like, I get me
I mean,
wasted
'cause
that.
honestly, that is a long flight. 6 hours is a long
Exactly. I would be like, I would like 20 Bloody Marys, okay? That's how many.
flight.
Keep them coming.
Keep them fucking coming.
And I want the braised short rib
Here's
for
what I
the
will
meal.
say though, American especially,
Hmm.
they mix a strong fucking bloody. You have like 2 or 3 of those things, you're feeling a pretty solid buzz.
Sometimes, it depends. Like, so if you're in coach, it's supposed to be. So what they do is they do the one of the vodkas, and
The one
then
little thing.
yeah, and
Yes.
then like usually if it's your first one, they'll give you an extra vodka, but I never have one. And usually I'm in first class, but if I'm not in first class, like I am like, because they've started like getting really cheap with the beverage service. So, like sometimes I would fly Miami to Charleston, which we spoke about on last week's podcast, to Sacramento, and they only did 2 beverage services. So I would get 2 doubles each beverage service. It is literally an 8 hour flight though. So that's 4 drinks with 8 shots of vodka. So that's 1 per hour. So by the time you land, you're actually still sober.
Yeah.
One
No,
per hour.
I like to drink when I'm flying.
I mean, I do too. I do too. It's just, yeah, like people got worried about me, and I was like, I shouldn't be drinking this much. I fly too much. People were, because I would get drunk and then I would text people because if you have an iPhone, you can connect to the Wi-Fi and then you can text people on the phone. And so I would do that. I would get loaded. Be like, ex-boyfriends. No.
I am one of those people that no matter how drunk I get, I do not. Okay, that's not true. Very rarely do I text or call people. And sometimes, like, there's only been a couple times where I've like grabbed my phone in the morning and I'm like, oh my God, why did I send that? Why did I say that? For me, I go to Snapchat.
Oh.
I always go to Snapchat. Like, Carrie, I mean, there's multiple people they know. Like, if I go out, like, and go out, they have to get up early and check my Snapchat before I get up mistake shit down.
You know, actually, that was really great about living on the West Coast because your drunken mistakes. Wait, no, that's wrong. Living on the East Coast, your drunken
Because you had
mistakes
more time.
could be deleted early. Sorry, I'm on the wrong coast. I've lived in too many time zones at
I was
this
just
point.
going to say, you've been all over.
Yeah, no, that sucked about living on the West Coast because you're wasted and everybody else like, what is he doing? How
You're
irresponsible
like, why
is
is he so drunk? It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's fucking midnight.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
also sucks though too because now I'm earlier and people are like, he's a mess. And I'm like, judge yourself, asshole. Like,
I mean, I am to the point where I'm at that age where I actually prefer to go day drinking,
right?
catch a good buzz, eat a meal, sober up a little bit, get home, wash my face, get my jammies, and chill in front of the TV for a little bit before I pass out.
Yeah, watch some Harry Potter or whatever is
Something,
on.
anything. Really, at that point, I don't care. I'm wasted.
know.
I don't care what I'm watching.
I just need
But
something.
I'd much rather that than sit at the bar until like 3 a.m.
I cannot even.
That's how I know I'm getting old.
Actually, I can remember the last time I was at a bar at 3 a.m. It is the one time that I've stayed out like till 6 a.m. in Miami, like since I moved here. It happened one time, and I literally was in bed for a full day and a half. It was.
I have not stayed up until 6 in probably like 2 or 3 years.
I mean, in LA, I did a couple times too, but I guess
It's always when I go out with Carrie. She's my person. That girl never, ever, ever, ever wants to stop.
I mean, yeah,
We have had straight after bars, Robbie, at my house, just her and I. Partying.
Yeah, but that's
there's
fine.
a couple of people. But it's just the two of us, still drinking, just jamming. Like you'd think there's a house party, but no, it's just her and I.
That's fun though. That's fun. Like, I mean, that's fun. Oh shoot. I opened my email. That's fun. Like, that's an enjoyable thing. Like, when you have tons of people, it's like weird. And on top of that too, I was single for a long time, so usually my after bar was sex. Actually, I remember one time. This is like kind of the most strategic thing that I've ever done. I literally, so it was bar time in LA, and LA is like Santa Monica Boulevard, so all of the Ubers are in one place. So me, like top of my game, this was peak Robbie. So I looked and Uber had surge pricing. So I went on, on Grindr, found someone that was 2 blocks away.
She didn't have to pay for an expensive Uber.
Hooked up, got the Uber without surge pricing.
That is impressive. That's how it's done. That's thinking with your wallet.
Yeah, my dick.
Honestly. And your dick.
Yeah, my dick. It was really, I was like, that is probably the smartest. I was like Suze Orman, but of sex. It was, I felt so like financially savvy in that moment.
I once had someone drunk Uber from the Waukesha area.
What?
Chase.
No.
They're like, come over. And I'm like, dude, I'm way too drunk. Like, that's not happening. And he's like, I mean, call an Uber. And I'm like, dude, that's going to be like $1,000. Like, just fucking stay put. We'll plan something later. It's not that serious. He's like, oh, it's only $300. Okay, dude, go ahead. And he did.
I wonder what the most.
And I made him catch the Uber back. Thank you. Come again. It's an expensive ass date.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of like the most expensive Uber I've ever had. You know, like when I lived in LA, like I mean, there is a.
The most expensive Uber I ever had was from our Airbnb in New York.
Oh, the
to
airport. That was like
JFK.
$40.
It was, mine was well over 100.
Oh, maybe mine was too. I was not worried about money at that time.
No, you left before me. I think you left at like not peak times, but by the time my flight, it was like peak.
Yeah.
It had bounced from like $40 or $50 to like $120 or something, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
That probably did happen.
Yeah, and then the lady like didn't speak any English.
Oh,
So
I live
was
in
like,
Miami. Everybody here doesn't know how to speak English. I have to like Google Translate. I'm like,
But it's like awkward.
izquierda, derecha.
I was trying to talk to her, and I was like, why is this bitch ignoring me?
And here I am.
Oh, she doesn't speak English. That's why.
Vámonos, Raúl. Come on.
No, she was Indian.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that
I don't know what, or at least I think. I don't know. Actually, I just need to stop talking.
Wow.
I'm sounding very ignorant.
Way to stereotype, Tiffany.
I know. That's why I'm sounding very ignorant. Let me just stop.
No,
I
everybody
promise
here
I'm
speaks
not
Spanish, actually. Actually, I'm like waiting to come across somebody that speaks Portuguese, because Brazil. But
yeah, because now you know a little bit.
I did fly from LA to Miami once with a Portuguese women's soccer team, and I knew they were speaking Portuguese because I was like, it sounds like Spanish, but it's not. And nobody here speaks Portuguese. Like I don't know, like Brazilian people must be like, fuck Miami.
Right.
But there's no Portuguese speaking people here. Or maybe the Portuguese people speak Spanish too, because American people are like usually the only people that speak one language. We're stupid like that. But
yeah, we're pretty fucking idiotic.
And then there's those people who are like, you're in America, speak English. I'm like, you are American. Like, hold yourself to a higher standard. Like, learn another language. Like, come on. It's good for your brain. That's why we have so much else.
Yes, ahorita.
Yes. Like, hola, ¿cómo está?
Again, I don't really even know if I said that right. I'm sure my dialect was way off. I mean, 3 years of German.
I can speak Spanish fairly well. I can get around. I'm I have an understanding of what's going on when people. My thing is, I understand it better than I say it. I know what I want to say, but I can't find the words. But when somebody's talking to me, I understand it a lot better.
That's how I am with Spanish, but I don't know that much. I mean, I just know what I picked up from factory work, which is not a lot of good words. It's
the dirty words.
Yeah, I know how to tell people to fuck their mother, but I don't know.
Oh, is that chucha de tu madre?
De tu madre.
Yes, yes. Everybody knows that one.
Yeah.
No. But the swear words even, they change from country to country. Now that I live in Miami, Cuban Spanish is so much different than Colombian Spanish, and Colombian Spanish is different than Argentinian or Venezuelan Spanish. It's very interesting. And I don't even understand the intricacies of Mexican or Honduran or any Central American Spanish. It's interesting.
Well, I don't know shit about shit, so I think I need to get back to school and take another language.
I just get Rosetta Stone, girl. You're not gonna learn it. I haven't even learned fucking Spanish, and I live in Miami. Come on, don't pay for that.
I learned Spanish when I lived in Delavan. Do you remember when I lived in Delavan briefly?
Yeah, honestly,
I did learn a little Spanish there.
Lots of Mexican.
It's a little Mexico of
Wisconsin. Yeah. People think Wisconsin is just white people, and it is not. No. Everybody.
I remember when I started working at the gas station in Delavan when I was 18.
Yeah.
The Mexican men would come and they'd say, "Are you Latina?" No, I'm a fucking tan white bitch.
Oh my God. You have no idea how often people think I am Latino here.
Here's the thing, though, is you actually genuinely look like you could be.
What?
Yes. Have you ever seen a true Latina man?
Yes, I
Their
live
hair
in
is
Miami. I know, like, there's white people in Cuba, but I'm like, no, don't you hear my accent? Especially when I'm
Yeah.
drinking. I'm like, come on.
Oh, you're very
I
Wisconsin
know.
laden.
I'm like, people don't have a, hey, where are the
Wisconsin.
folks? You know? Like,
Uh,
they don't have a Uber accent if they're from Cuba. Cuba.
Cuba.
Cuba.
Cuba.
A lot of Cuba.
Okay, so I feel like we've been
Talking.
ranting.
I
We
know.
need we need to think
Get
of
back to
a
it.
good topic. Yes, we need to get back on topic here.
Back on top.
Okay. I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I feel like
I
we
mean,
should
we've
talk
covered
about.
so
We
much.
have. We have really actually talked about a
Like,
lot.
quite a bit. But there's still more. We just have to think of it.
I mean, there is always more. I mean, when
There
in
really is.
doubt, sex.
I
Sex
mean,
sells.
it is. It
So,
does. It does. It does.
I
Actually,
genuinely.
you know what? I just thought of something for our next. Well, actually, yeah, our next podcast. I mean, I can't give it away now. Well, actually, I can give it away now. You know what? Let's talk about sex addiction in our next podcast.
Oh God! I mean, we can talk about it right now because it's a real fucking thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it really is.
It is.
It is. I have been one before. It's messy because
I have done one before. It is messy.
you
Pun intended.
you use sex for
A way to validate.
yourself.
A way to feel. Yes,
You don't use it for
absolutely.
sex.
Feel alive.
You don't use it to
Feel
feel
alive.
good.
Yeah.
And it can be really destructive. And actually, it's sad because I can see it happening now, like with certain people that I know, and how they use sex to validate themselves instead of having an experience with other people. And
Are
it's
you talking about me right now, Robbie?
no,
No.
no. Wait, do you
Kind of
use sex
attack.
like that? Do you do that?
No, but I don't have like a relationship per
Yeah, but
se.
you don't use it to like. Well, you're not sleeping with like 4 or 5 people a day,
No, not a day. No, not at all.
or a month.
No,
Okay, so you're
not even in a month.
like I think at
Yeah,
my age, I was sleeping with 4 or 5 people a day because I was working from home. I had a work from home
I
job
feel like I've
before.
never been where you were at. But I've definitely had my experiences.
I mean, it's just it's not healthy. I mean,
It's
and we
not.
all do it sometimes. I guess like we all use sex as
Yeah.
like
I feel like
a
we all
creative-
have moments where we use it as a tool.
We're human. We're human.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
is it any different than going and having a drink with your friends after work?
that's true.
I don't know.
That's
Maybe.
true.
Maybe not.
That's very true.
It's advice.
It is. It
It's
is.
advice.
It's just
Yeah.
it can get out of hand too, though. So I mean, like now
Oh,
I
absolutely.
have to be like aware of it.
I know some friends I've had that have really just like I have one friend, she's like, I want to try all the dicks. And I'm like, what? She's like, all of them. The fat ones, the tall ones, the short ones, the skinny ones, the long ones, the twisted ones, the hooked ones.
Yeah.
All of them. I want them all. Uncircumcised, circumcised, Mexican, black,
Some of them
Puerto
don't
Rican.
feel good. I mean,
mean-
try it. Go for it. I've
I was
tried
like,
them
go
all.
for you. Do it, girl.
I have.
Report back with your findings.
I can let her know from a male perspective.
Oh, she's already done the footwork.
Yeah. I got it. I can give you the cliff notes if you want. them are not that great. You'd be surprised. Especially like if
Yeah.
they're massive, like if they're really big. It's just, I feel like that's another subject for next episode. The perfect
Yeah, let's
dick.
save that for another
The
one. Next episode
perfect.
can be titled Big Dicks.
I don't think the big dicks. I think the perfect dick. Because there's a lot of dicks.
There are some very, very nice ones I've encountered.
There's a
Some
lot of there's
questions.
I feel yeah, see we're going into it. We're starting
See, here's what I will say though is there is no such bigger disappointment than a guy that's been blessed with this nice, just a really nice fucking dick. But he sucks in bed. Or he's selfish, or he can't last long,
I've had
or
that.
you know what I mean? And it's like, what a fucking goddamn waste.
I have had
Like, I have also had that, and it's very disappointing. It's more that is more disappointing to me than getting to that moment and finding out you're working with something very small. Like, I'd much rather that than something that gets you so excited and you think something great's about to happen and then it doesn't.
have you ever seen a micropenis? Have you ever
Once in
been
my life,
with somebody with a micropenis?
sympathy handy, did not follow through with actually sleeping with him, but yeah, he got a sympathy handy. It was very, very sympathetic.
I sympathy bottomed for somebody with a micropenis.
I feel like a micropenis is something people don't necessarily talk about.
I know. I felt really bad for him.
First of all,
I was
if
like,
anyone listening to this has a micropenis, you have my deepest condolences.
and on top of that, it's okay. It's okay.
It is okay. It
like
is okay.
we don't judge. I'm not trying to judge like that.
No,
There's
not
such
judging.
a stigma, I feel like, around it.
And I feel like guys that have that are probably more likely to worry and be a better lover to their partner.
Honestly, actually,
overcompensating.
fun thing, the guy that I slept with one did not do that. That was not the case.
So it was bad all around.
Well, no, it wasn't bad. He was very attractive, very, very attractive. I won't tell you where he's from or how I met him or anything.
Yeah,
Nothing circumstantial. But I knew him for a while, and then finally we hooked up, and I was like, oh. But I felt bad, so I was like, oh, about him, But he's a nice guy. He's just not like a relationship guy. And he actually, like, he's very attractive. Great body, like, stunning, like, pecs, abs, like, ass, like, great. And I was like, go get it, tiger. Like, whatever.
You're like, you're just out here killing it.
Yeah, I was like, you did amazing.
You're like,
trying to help that self-esteem.
Gold star, buddy.
I'm such a nice person. I feel like that also.
I have done some nice things looking back on it to help people's self-esteem in the past.
Yeah. I bought him for a micropenis, okay? Like that.
I married a micropenis, okay? Okay, just kidding.
Say that was a lie.
That was a lie. That was a lie.
But yeah.
You didn't. Borderline, but not quite there.
No, but this one was. It was small. Very, very small. But yes, that was that. So anyways, I had a surprise for you though.
Yes,
I wanted
you told
to
me
tell
that.
you.
I've been patiently waiting.
So I have been looking at getting a farm.
A farm?
A farm.
In good old Wisconsin? Are you coming home, buddy?
No.
California.
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah, so it's like
Georgia?
it's in the USDA like zone that I want to farm.
Okay.
So like the crops and trees and nuts and berries
Yeah.
that I want to grow, I'll grow there. And like the
Will you grow
property,
peaches? I need Georgia peaches if you move to Georgia.
so I want to do peaches and apricots and pears and like almonds. Almonds is a big thing. Bees.
Wait, you can grow almonds? You can
Yeah,
be a nut farmer?
yeah.
I mean,
So I
I
want to do
have
like
experience being a nut farmer. Just want to put that out there if you need help.
sustainable farming. I want to do sustainable farming, that sort of thing. So I'm like looking into that. I'm like coming up with a business plan, trying to find investors, trying to get
I
like
think
a,
that's exciting.
huh?
That's
Sustainable,
exciting.
yeah, sustainable organic. The property I found has
Yeah.
like a waterfall on it. It's actually
I
quite,
can actually, I can see you as a farmer. I
yeah,
know that sounds weird, but I can see you
yeah. I mean,
in
like
your Gucci overalls picking
I would
peaches.
not be wearing them. Gucci is dry clean only. And I mean, like, even my sweaters that are Gucci are hand wash only. I mean, I have nice things. I definitely wouldn't wear them to farm. But, I mean, I found a nice area of land. It has a waterfall on it.
Oh, you actually found land?
Mhm.
I didn't know you were this serious.
Yeah, I'm like really looking
Yeah.
into it. Because I was like
Damn, Gina.
working a lot, two jobs, and I'm like either like I need to buy something. I'm like I need to buy real estate. I need to, and then I'm like
Yeah,
honestly I'm working two jobs, and I'm like why am I working two jobs? I'm like so I can retire early and do what I want to do, which is like
right,
farm and build shit, like small farming, not like industrial, you know.
right.
And not monocrop. I want to do like organic, multi-crop, sustainable, like all sorts of, you know, not one thing. I don't want to do corn, soybean, so cows can eat in Wisconsin. I want to do, you know, all hundreds of varieties of fruits and vegetables. Um, so I was like, why am I working so hard to try and get to work more? Why don't I just do what I want, what I love? Although my job has afforded me like a lot of really good things. So I'm torn a little bit. So I'm gonna see where it goes. I'm gonna see.
I mean, just explore your options. Maybe
Yeah.
talk to people that have the same kind of setup you want,
So I'm doing that.
and
Yeah.
see realistically how much time you'd have to put into that, and
Exactly.
go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm reaching out to
but that's
people.
exciting.
Yeah. Reaching out to
Going to be a
farmers.
mama.
It's a lot. Like even just getting a business plan together. Like honestly, you know, when I was in college, I wrote a 30-page paper on infidelity, which is so fucking crazy because now I'm like all about open relationships and polygamy. Um, but I was really
This is why I'm laughing. I'm like,
crazy. I mean, at one point I was all about monogamy. Uh, but I wrote a 30-page paper on it and like the psychology behind it. And now I'm writing a business plan and it's like 14 pages. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so stressful. Like, it's so much work. Just so I can get like investors and grants and a loan. So,
I mean, if it's like USDA land, there's like special USDA loans, things like that that are out there that you definitely can get.
well, yeah, there's grants, there's
Yeah.
loans, there's investors. I mean, like, if you think about it honestly, like operating costs, you're not even going to turn a profit the first 3 to 5 years. So, I mean, like, I have to do all of that, like
Sustaining
the
yourself.
budget and this and that, and like, how much are my operating costs? How much is this? How much this? So, it's like a lot of work. Plus, I have this whole like vision of like, utilizing the farm to do like dining in the barn and doing a microbrewery from the barley and hops that I want to like there's a whole
There's a whole thing.
yeah I mean but
I could see you being a grape farmer
it's like an idea.
and doing wine. For some reason, you running a winery just really seems fitting to me.
I don't know if I would do
Although
wine.
you'd be drunk all the time.
I couldn't. I would have to run a farm.
Yeah, see, this is why I would not be allowed to visit the farm.
No, you
Because
could. Everybody can visit the farm.
I'd be a bad influence.
I found like this amazing piece of property though. It has like a waterfall. It's stunning. Like absolutely stunning. Like it's got two actually. So these waterfalls are like
Waterfall?
so it's actually a mountain. I want to buy a mountain. I'm not even
Okay,
lying.
so will I have a bedroom in your mountain?
So, I mean, that's like a thing. Like, I have to do the clearing. Like, I have to clear 150 acres. I would have to build 2 barns. Like, then later on, I
Oh,
can do like the
So
actual.
you'd literally be starting from the ground up.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It's not like an active running farm yet. It's just farmland.
Well, that's an exciting surprise, Robbie.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I think that's great. I think that's great.
I mean,
Literally just went from talking about sex addiction to farm life.
I mean, you know what? We cover all topics.
If this isn't proof to people that we are all over the fucking place, I don't know what is.
We did not make an itinerary for this week's episode. If you can't tell, next week's episode we will. Next week we will.
This was a really busy week for both of us. This is my busiest time of the year for work right now.
Honestly,
end of the year, first quarter is always the busiest.
And I have an upgrade coming up. I was on call last week. Like, yeah, we just
whatever. We didn't prepare. You're getting a shit show this week.
It was a fun shit show, right?
Yeah.
I enjoyed like just filming it.
I mean, here's the thing: is I am just a shit show in general, so the people just need to know this that are tuning in.
Same here.
But we will get. We are going to get more structured next week. We're going to have a whole thing, and I think next week is just really going to be a lot about sex. So
next week we're covering sex, all types of sex.
All different, everything.
Which I'm actually excited about too. And honestly,
I'm very excited. Like, we have a lot to touch base on.
And
There's a lot of
disorganized as this week's episode was, I really enjoyed. Yeah, I really enjoyed filming it too.
I did too.
Yeah.
So if you're still listening, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. I'm gonna
join us next week. We're gonna talk about dicks and all types of nonsense.
Yes, vaginas. Is that
the vajaj? The
Pikachus. What else do they call vaginas? Like, oh, I hate saying pussy. That's, whoa.
Oh, see, that doesn't. I don't mind pussy. I don't mind that.
We gotta save this all for next week, girl. Don't give too much away. Don't give too much away. Okay, we gotta.
Hooter. Hooter's another one.
Oh, it sounds like the koozie, like the thing you put your thing in.
My friend's one mom, she calls it her coochie. Hello, coochie cooch.
That's like Charles. My coochie cooch.
It was my coochie cooch.
Okay, we're gonna tune in next week for that. We're at an hour 2 minutes. We're gonna tune in next week. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
Kids.
Come back.
All right. We'll talk to you next week.
Yes. All right. Signing off.
Signing off.